Welcome in. It's the PHNX Cardinals halftime show, your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast. Drop a like. Subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. Johnny Venerable, the playmaker, Brittan, Damon, Dawg behind the mic. The Arizona Cardinals following an egregious series of events to end the half. Trailed Detroit 20-10. Again, a lot of issues for the Cardinals in the first half, specifically on defense, but be remiss if we didn't start with the non-call by the officials. Mack Wilson Sr. takes a tip ball that was thrown by Jared Goff and now confirmed before the 2-minute warning, houses it for a touchdown. We didn't hear a flag. We didn't see a whistle, vice versa, however you want to phrase it. We're jumping around here in the studio. A phantom flag by the officials bring the ball back. Cardinals abruptly feel sorry for themselves, allowing conversion on 3rd and 12, and eventually punch it in for 6. Is this a game-changing play in your opinion, Brittan Golden?
It was definitely, for the first half, it changed the game tremendously in the first half. I mean, they replayed it. There was clearly 2:01 on the clock when that ball was snapped. It's an early whistle by, I think, an official right there that was just trying to get out. It's a terrible call. You can't. I mean, we heard them talk about it. It's non-reviewable, which sucks. But essentially, it's a 14-point swing there. We just talked about it before we got on the air. That play counts. It's 14-13.
Yeah.
Right? You get the ball back. You get 3 points at the end of the half. You have a 4-point lead going into halftime right here. Instead, you're down 10 going into halftime. It's a terrible call that can't happen. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it now. Nothing you can do about it in the future, even if it's addressed. I mean, all they're going to do is say, hey, you can't do that. But, I mean, you hate to see it go into the hands of, a whistle-happy official that blows it a little too early, but it's a hole you got to dig yourself out of now, right? You got to come out of halftime.
Yeah.
You got to put points on the board. I mean, outside of this run game, they've been able to move the ball on defense. Our pass rush is there.
Yeah,
Golf is troubled, right? We've had one sack, but at this point we're looking at we've got time. I mean, they're making him uncomfortable. They're making him get the ball out quick. You just got to keep that rolling.
Two things can be true. Egregious call by the officials that cost the Cardinals 7 points. And then on the flip side, the Cardinals defense has been abysmal. Outside of forcing one single punt in the first half, you mentioned Jared Goff, 12 for 12. No incompletions yet in this game. 137 yards, a 153 QB rating with 2 touchdown passes. I mean, that's the story of the game right now. The Arizona Cardinals can't stop the run. David Montgomery, Jahmyr, Gibbs combined for 109 on the ground, 5.2 yards per clip. Absolutely brutal. Again, I knew this defense, I think a lot of us did, was a little bit fraudulent even from last week. Are they as bad as they looked in the Buffalo second half compared to, are they as good as they looked last week against the LA Rams at home? I think we were hoping for somewhere in the middle. I mean, that was a very lackluster first half, and I don't want to hear about injuries. I don't want to hear about this, that, the other. The Cardinals, they're going to have to be carried by their offense in the second half. Now, the good news is you've got Kyler Murray, who looks lights out, 9 of 11, 75 passing yards. Felt like they were going to score there had they had more time before the end of the half. He looks sensational, as does Marv, picking up where he left off, 3 catches, 33 yards, and a touchdown. I think I'm at the point with this defense now, when your defense looks as bad as the Cardinal defense is, and I hear everybody on Twitter, and I tend to agree, as much as you want to try to establish the run and play field position, you're not beating this Detroit team unless you're scoring 30 points today. So I think you need to stretch the field. You clearly have an advantage with your receivers. Michael Wilson's drawing pass interference penalties. You've got Marvin Harrison Jr. coming down almost with miraculous catches after miraculous catches at the end of the half. I know what Drew Petzing wants to do. I know what JG and Rollis want to do. They want to play field awareness, situational, punting and kicking, whatever. That's not going to win you the game today. What's going to win you the game is the right arm of Kyler Murray, his mobility, and your playmakers. And you got to go out and steal this game now. Because Detroit, I'm going to tell you what they're about to do. They're about to load up on 12 and 13 personnel in the second half and wind this clock down until it's double zeros in the fourth quarter. Goff's got 12 attempts. I'm sure they'd love him to be under 20 for the entirety of the game. You have to come out and force the issue. You've got to be more aggressive. Like, I don't know if I was with the people who were like, go for it on 4th down. The Cardinals did get a punt defensively after that possession. But I feel like now you have to adjust your game plan because this defense right now, Brittan, it does not have the horses. And that was our concern coming into this game.
All right, it's the run defense is what's killing you right now. They're able to move the ball down the field with ease on the ground.
Yeah.
And when they are throwing it, yes, there's guys open. But when you think about it, we're not getting sack pressure, no. But you're forcing Jared Goff to get rid of the ball quickly.
Yep.
That's just going to turn into the back end. Right? Now you're looking at linebackers and defensive backs. They got to be at home.
Yep.
You got to be in the spot where you're supposed to be, because if not, you're just going to leave. We've saw Laporta and their backup tight end has been open the entire game, right? You're getting the pressure. You're forcing the ball out of Goff's hand quickly, but he's got wide open guys, which is killing you. And on top of that, you get a 5-yard pass, turns into a 12-yard gain, and now you're back. It's 1st and 10. They're handing it to Montgomery. Montgomery's getting 8 yards a clip. Jahmyr Gibbs is getting 8 yards a clip. You can't do that because you're sitting in 2nd and 2s all day long. Now he can just throw these dump passes and get 1st downs. So, I mean, the back end's going to have to pick it up. Linebackers, safeties, corners, you're going to have to find a way. I don't know if zone is the move right now, just because he's just picking apart your zone with short, easy completions. So,
well, here's the deal. I think defensively it is what it is at this point. You cannot, if you're the Arizona Cardinals, come out and punt the football, start this half. And like Detroit is loading up their box to stop James Conner. It's working 5 for 8, 1.6 yards per clip. But Kyler Murray's a threat to run, almost 40 yards at half. Kyler Murray doing what he wants through the air, only 2 incompletions like that. This is where you look at your $50 million quarterback and say, hey, you're playing as good as anybody in the NFL. We need you to win us this game. Like this is not going to look like the second half of last week, right? This is not going to be able to be a balanced attack on either side of the ball. This has got to be a K1 signature game. And guess what? Like, we're sitting here poo-pooing this officiating, which was terrible. It's a 10-point game, and the Cardinals get the ball to start the second half. Like, the Cardinals are still very much in this game. You get some momentum. The Lions are losing players. Laporta got dinged up. Terrion Arnold, they lost the linebacker. They lost the defensive lineman. Like, push the ball downfield. Force the issue. Get their defense sucking wind. It is there for you. But this dinking and diming and trying to play field position, like, this defense, it doesn't need a break. This defense is what it is today. Like, if they get you a stop or two in the second half, awesome. But I'm at the point now, like, this has got to be your mindset like it was last year in Philadelphia, where, like, maybe you're onside kicking late to try to get an advantage. Like, for right now, if you're Jonathan Gannon, I'm tweaking my game plan. If you had the lead and you dominated on the point of attack, this is a different story. The Lions are winning at the line of scrimmage, so you have to counter, and you do it with your playmakers.
Oh, and when you go back to it, we had issues or concerns about right tackle to start the game.
Yeah,
and he's played tremendous.
He's battling.
He's played tremendous on the outside.
Yeah.
So you've got time. Kyler Murray's had time. He's delivered, like you said. He's got 2 incompletions, 9 for 11. I think you got to ride that. You got to ride that in the second half. Try it, even if it's quick passes, get the ball out quick, underneath routes. Set up the deep game, right?
Yeah.
Get a couple underneath, try to get a couple 1st downs, bring them up. This secondary is not good.
No.
Detroit's secondary is not good.
Remember the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, you can take so much advantage of this. So dink and dunk them, bring him in, try to force him to play man coverage, and you've got bodies to go deep. Just take shots. That's what you're going to have to do to win this game.
Damon, Dawg, let's get to these super chats. And everybody drop a like, by the way. We will be back for our post-game show, hopefully celebrating the dub. Who we got? Damon, Dawg.
Yanks kicking us off. 499 says, wish the result was better so far, but not going to lie, this is what I wanted to see. Adversity staring at you. What's this team going to do? Let's get this dub.
Like that.
I mean, every game, seemingly every week here in the NFL, a big favorite, or excuse me, a double-digit lead evaporates in the second half. Ask the Cardinals about it. Week 1 against Buffalo.
It's the NFL, right? Everybody gets paid.
Yeah.
The guys on the other side of the line get paid just like these guys do, right? Anything can happen.
199 from Nothing Better to Do says, nice to have a pass rush right now.
It's good. I mean, that's the only bad part about it is we're not getting home.
Right.
But you're forcing the issue. Like I said, you're forcing quick passes. This is what you got to keep doing.
Well, and again, like Dennis Gardeck's playing well, and Zaven Collins, like those, everybody's kind of living up to what you would expect. The run defense, which was supposed to be better with Bilal Nichols and Justin Jones, it looks bad.
It's not good. Right
and like outside of one play, I think from Kazir White, hasn't shown much. Mac Wilson's obviously very good. Like you're gonna have to stack the box this half. You're really gonna have to.
Andrew Wads, £2 super chat says, birthday here in London. Happy birthday, sir. And
Happy birthday.
Please don't F it up at refs.
Andrew, we appreciate you, my guy. Just messaging me before the game. hopefully they get a dub for you today. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility.
Iron $10 super chat says our Buffalo loss was in part going straight to shotgun after first half, making easy reads. They started that again today in the second quarter. We need to be under center more. Not feeling good about this.
I mean, I say yes and no when it makes sense, but I also like the secondary for Buffalo proved to be much better coached, and I think better personnel with Sean McDermott. The Lions secondary, as my co-host was saying here, is not good.
It's not.
Terry Arnold's out there trying to run on one ankle against Marv. Like Michael Wilson's having his best game. I would like to see Trey McBride a little bit more involved, but like I'm looking at Kyler Murray's attempts. He's got 11 attempts. Like to win this game, he's got to be in the 30s by the end of this one's over. You got to let your quarterback carve them up. I saw DeMercado out there helping on Hutchinson, Tip Ryman. Keep doing that because the rest of the offensive line looks like they're winning.
It's working. The offensive line's working. You're doing it. He's got time back there, and even when it's collapsing, he's able to make a play. It's not like he's got 6 defenders in his face. So.
We will be back following the second half of action. Drop a like, subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. Can the Arizona Cardinals find a way to upset Detroit down 10 at the half? For Brittan, Damon, I'm Johnny Venerable. We'll see you on the postgame show.
We all silly like the mayor.